Hi everybody. What we're going to do is take a peek inside my Schoology classroom to see what I've done to make it more student friendly. So first I've put a banner, and then underneath that I've put some easily accessible information. So we have divided up into a couple different sections, we've used some dividers, and then here we have clickable buttons. Right now I haven't put in links for everything yet, but for something that I have, you can kind of see if I just click on it, it's going to take me right to a document. And then what I plan on doing is having students go right to like their agenda. I'll be able to move this live button. I can just copy and paste it into any of the slots that I need. I'll put the time that we're doing things, the subject, and then I have a space to put any links. So if we're doing a Nearpod, I can put a link to Nearpod here. I can put the class code that they'll need to get in addition to any other work or links that I want to put over here. And then we also have our websites. So if we click on any of these, it's going to take us right to our login page. So what we're going to look at today is how to make a banner for your classroom, how to make buttons, how to add links to your buttons, and then how to actually build all of this page. So in this resource, I have some pre-made buttons, and then I also have some buttons that you can edit yourself. So we have some days of the week, some subjects, class information, and we also have some websites that are already made, some page dividers that are already made. Something that I plan on doing is only using my homeroom course, so I plan on using this image to put in as a picture for my other courses, so that when my students go to Schoology and go to courses, they see that all these other ones say that there's nothing there and that there's only one course that they really need to be focusing on. So the first thing that we'll look at will be like the first part of my classroom is our banner. So I have my Bitmoji extension up here, but if you don't have a Bitmoji, if you want to use something else, I would just copy it, I'm going to paste it right in here, and then I can reformat it. And then if you have anything else that you want to put in here, you can go ahead and do that. Something that I've seen some people doing is like putting like a bookshelf and then putting like books there. So I've already looked up a picture of a bookshelf. Now, part of the problem is if we copy this image and we put it in here, it's going to have this background on it. So one of the best things that you can do would be to use remove background, and this will actually take that background off for you. So you can either save the image to your desktop and then upload it, or you can just copy and paste the URL. So I would click on this to open just the image in a new tab, and then I'll copy my URL, and then we're going to paste the URL here. And now we have our background image. So we'll download this, and then we'll put this here, and then you can see the difference. You can see that one has a transparent background and one doesn't. So then if you want to put your bookshelf here, you could. You put whatever books on there, whatever you want. Something that's important now is that you need to export this as a PNG file. So what we'll do is you make sure this slide is selected, you go up to File, and then you go to Download, and then PNG image. And then that's going down right here. What we'll do is we'll put it over here on the side, so we know where it is. That way it's easy for us to access again. So we have our banner made. That's all set now. So these dividers are already made. You can feel free to use any of the buttons that work for you. If you decide that, you know what, this button not working for me, I need some other button, we have some blank buttons down here. For this, you would just put in a text box and write whatever you want. If you want to put a picture here, you could. And then, again, you would need to make sure this is selected. You're going to hit File, Download as a PNG. Now, with this slide, we have like this white background. We're not going to want that there, so we're going to go to Remove Background. So that way we can remove the background for this. I'm going to drag and drop this file here. And now we have a transparent reference. We can download that image. And we'll take it, and I'm going to put this up with our other buttons just to make it easier to access. Like here are our subjects. We'll put this with our subjects, and I'm going to resize it just so that way they're all the same size. Have that. Now the next thing that we'll need to do is maybe there's like a website that you don't have a button for. Like I realized I didn't have Class Dojo. So I already made a text box and I wrote Class Dojo, and now I need my logo. So I'm just going to take a screenshot of my logo. Pop over a little dojo dude. And now we have these together, and I'm gonna select both of them. So that way I can go to arrange and group, so that way if I move them, they move together now. So now we need to build our actual Schoology page. The easiest way to do that is to actually open up a Google Doc and set up a table. So I've already set up somewhat of my table. So what I did to set up my table is I just inserted a table, and I just made it like, I just made it one, and then like I knew that the first thing I was going to do was put in my banner. So I'm going to go over to my banner that I saved, and I'm going to put that right in there. And then if I want to resize this, I can. And then I know that like the next thing that I want is a divider. And I can go and I can look at the dividers and I can decide, do I want like this divider, do I want this class one? So I can just take it, we're going to copy it, and then we're just going to, again, paste it right into there. And then in this next section, I would be putting my buttons. So I'm going to insert another table, and for classroom information, I'm going to have 6 buttons. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure everything's centered, because that will help with my spacing afterwards. So for class information, I'm going to see, I want like a daily message button, so I'm going to copy that, and then I'm just going to paste it, and then that's what you're going to keep doing. You're just going to keep deciding what you need and continuing to copy and paste these buttons into your table. So then you'll have your page built. So if we go back up to the one that I've already built for myself, I need to put my Class Dojo in here. So I'm going to go over to my Class Dojo button that I made. I'm going to copy him, put him in here. So now I have this all built, and from there we would now be able to put our links in. So we can put links in 2 ways. You can put your links in right here on your Google Docs, and you can also put your links in Schoology. I'm going to put them in here just because I think it's a little bit easier, so that way it's done, and then you also have another copy of it. So what you would do let's see, I need to put like a link in for Class Dojo. I would go to classdojo.com, so I would copy my URL, and then I have this selected, and I go to this link button, and then I would just paste my link in. And it's going, I hit apply. So now when somebody clicks on this, they're going to be taken to this link of classdojo.com. And you would go ahead and do that for everything in here that needs a link. Then you can either leave this black border if you want it, or you can get rid of it. So I don't want the black border, so what we need to do is go up to our table properties, and go format, table properties, and then it says table border. We're going to change that color from black to white. So now we don't have those table borders, but we did put in these other little tables. So we would have to go through and then do the same thing again. So we go to table properties. We're going to change our border to white again. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to Control Alt, so I'm selecting everything, and I'm going to copy all of that. Now when I go back to Schoology, there are two different places that you can build this. You can build this right in your course. You can build it as a new page. So you go to Add Materials, you would hit Add Page, and then we'll title this Classroom 2, and then we're going to paste this right in here. And it will paste with all of your links already there. If you didn't link something and you need to go back and link it, you're going to select it, and then right up here, there's a link button, so you can put your link in. And then you click Create, and it will be able to look at our classroom. So now we have our classroom that we made. Another way that you can build this, you can go to your resources, and you can hit Add a Resource, and you can add a page here. And then that way, once your course is populated, you can select this, and you can hit Edit, and you can add it to a course. Right now, I'm just a part of somebody else's test course, so I'm not going to actually publish it, but there's also a way to pin it, so that way, whenever your students go into their Schoology course, it's the very first thing that's here. What you'll do is you go to Updates, and then same thing, you'll just paste it right into this update box. Everything will be there. And then you'll click this little bell, because that will pin it, and then you'll hit post. And then it will always be there. It will always be the first thing. And even if like your student went to materials, it would still be the very first thing that was there for them to look at.